Hi guys, happy Saturday. Today is is Schnitzel, and I decided on making Jaeger Schnitzel. Yummy, one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, it was the first meal that I had in a German restaurant when I was there. So uh, it was so good. I ate three complete dinners. It was wonderful. Good stuff. So I'm happy to make it. Have we got anybody in the room?
Yeah, Ronald and Carol.
Hi, Ronald. Hello, Carol. Happy Saturday, guys. Woo! We're going to let some folks kind of come into the room for a minute, and then I'm going to get started. I don't want to wait around too long. I'm really hungry, and it's not a whole lot to do, but there's a lot of little steps. So. Oh, are you looking for that for me?
Yes.
Oh, ho, ho. Thank you. Might be just gone. Oh. Went to see my doctor today. Dr. Pepper. Just felt like having carbonated beverages today, so I'm drinking some.
Ronald says happy Saturday.
Thank you, Ronald. I hope everything is well in your world. So what else? What's going on? Geez, it's been a pretty quiet week. Haven't done a whole lot really. We did go look at the aspen,
Yeah.
and boy, beautiful colors, beautiful colors.
Eli's here.
Hey.
Hello, OT's Owen.
Well, hello, hello, Eli. Happy Saturday to you, sir. Who requested this? Do you remember, Mrs. Old Guy? Okay. I'm just curious now. Who it was that requested Schnitzel? I'm thinking John or Scott. I don't remember for sure.
Man from the future's here.
Well, hello, Greg.
Good morning from Sunday with the young.
Hey.
And Carol says, what is this you're making?
Jaeger Schnitzel. Jaeger means hunter. So it's definitely boils down to. It's a pork chop with. To put it in the plainest of terms, it's a pork chop with mushroom gravy.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. Now, schnitzels are more commonly thought of as being breaded, but there are some places in Germany, some regions that do not bread some of the schnitzel dishes. There's about 1 million different schnitzels. So today it's like pork schnitzels. I'll pound them out a little bit, but they're not going to get breaded. They don't need it. It's just kind of an unnecessary step. In a way, the sauce is just going to soften up whatever crunchiness you had anyway. So I'll leave the breaded schnitzel for another day. We also happen to have some of this fully grown spinach. If you've never seen a fully grown spinach leaf, that's what it looks like. We got some spinach. I'll have that cooked up to go with dinner. And the Spaetzle is going to be the side dish, and that is basically it's German egg noodles, but it's kind of closer to a dumpling, maybe a cross between a dumpling and a noodle. And I think I'm going to get the batter for that made first. So,
Steve here.
Steve?
Hope all is well.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. I hope all is well with you. And who did?
John.
John. Okay. So, John's request here. So the ingredients for the Spaetzle: a cup of flour. Now the recipes call for a little more than I'm going to put in. This is nutmeg. I like it in there, but I don't like it a whole bunch. It would call for like a half a teaspoon in this. I'm only going to put in just a pinch. I like it. I just don't like a whole lot of it. Okay, a little bit of white pepper. I'll go ahead and measure a quarter teaspoon.
Eli says German beer is his favorite.
Yeah. Real German beer is not bad stuff. Just because it's not, they don't homogenize it like we do here, where they have to cook it in order for it to pass any kind of health inspection. In Germany, most towns have their own little brewery, some family that brews the beer for that town. And believe me, there's a lot of different kinds of beer in Germany. Just take my word for it. Okay. And a little bit of salt too. I guess I didn't grab my salt. No, actually, salt in the water, it's going to absorb and be plenty salty. So
Steve says all is well. He got married on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Crazy stuff.
Well, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Congratulations.
Yeah, what you said. Happy Tuesday. Oh boy. Well, that's great. Congratulations. That's awesome. And why are you watching me? Why aren't you like on a honeymoon or something? I'm just curious. If you got married just a couple days ago, you know, why are you watching me? Okay, right here, I guess. And I got 2 eggs and a quarter cup of milk. And this is what goes in to the Spaetzle. Just flour, a little bit of white pepper, the nutmeg, milk, and egg.
Steve said thanks, and he says I leave tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of add this in. Kind of mix it as I go. Like I said, this is, if you've not seen them or had them before, the dough it's much closer to a dumpling in consistency than a regular like egg noodle.
Eli said hashtag Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, hashtag Happy Tuesday. Boy. All right, I deserve that. Man. I just want to get it out of my whisk here. Very sticky. Come on. I'm going to try to keep my seat as much as I can, so I'm not killing my knee today. After my stream last night, it took a while for my knee to chill out. So I'm going to just try and sit down as much as I can, but of course, I can't stay seated the whole show. I got to get something done. So, all right, so that pasta's good. I'm just going to let it sit like that for a bit. I should have grabbed something to cover it with.
Steve says, and watching you is like a honeymoon. Hello.
Boy, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. All right. We'll set that aside. Do a little bit of prep work. Now, here's something interesting. And I'm gonna maybe even do a little short, but I'm sure you've run across recipes where you gotta put in onion and garlic, and the recipe says 1 yellow onion. There's a problem with that. Yellow onions come in pretty big different sizes here. You know, little teeny ones like this and ones that weigh over a pound. This is probably 1.5 pounds. So if you're gonna write a recipe that has onion in it, do it by weight. Okay? Just do it by weight and save everybody a headache, okay? I hate that. 1 yellow onion.
So Greg told Steve, if the good lady is watching with you, good morning, Mrs. Russell. Happy Sunday from Ozzy.
Yes.
Enjoy the show.
Yes. Yeah. Is the Mrs. watching with you? If so, hello. Okay. And I won't use all of these either. Probably 1.5 of these. I don't want to. I'm not trying to make a whole ton of it here, so. Right, we'll see what it looks like. Okay. And some garlic. Break off a couple of these, then we'll see. I think I only need 1, so we'll go with that. All right. Sorry for the sitting. Can you guys see okay? Can you see everything here all right? Is this stuff in your way?
He says she is at her parents' house at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
I shall tell her the congratulations.
Awesome. All right, so I want this pretty finely diced. Ooh. I just remembered I got something I need to pull out. That's all right. It's just another short walk all the way across the kitchen. Very thinly sliced because I want this to be just as the smallest of cubes. Okay. I'm just, I'm not trying to be in a hurry with this, so.
Carol says marriage is supposed to change that, Steve.
Give it time. Okay. Very nice. Looking good so far. Hey, it's onion. Can't go wrong with onion. Although I guess there are folks out there that just do not like onion.
Yeah.
Or at least onion like this. Something can have onion in it, and they'd be okay with that. Kind of like I don't like mushrooms on my pizza. I don't like, but I don't mind if there's mushrooms that are cooked into like spaghetti sauce. I'm okay with that. So Isn't that weird? All right, let's do the other half of these one of these little ones here. Okay. Give this just a quick slice up here. This is kind of awkward for me because I don't normally do this stuff sitting down, so I feel really awkward. I just don't want to cut myself.
Carol says, Tom, why aren't you trying?
Onions don't bother me, Carol. Working in restaurants for as long as I did, and cutting up as much onion as I have over the years, it doesn't bother me anymore. If it does, it's rarely, and it's only like maybe a tear, maybe. You know, it might burn my eyes a little bit, but yeah, it just doesn't affect me anymore.
Eli says, I'm so happy we are finally cooling to 105.
Nice. Nice. What are you going to do when you pull the toboggan out? What, just a...
Carol says, I have some of those strong little onions.
I don't think they're... Well, they don't make like I said, they don't just... It'd have to be a whole big pile of onion and not much ventilation, really, for it to maybe do me any, make my eye tear up a little bit. They just don't bug me anymore.
So Ralph is here. Hi, all. Didn't get the best sleeps, but me.
Ralph, glad you're here. Happy Sunday. So, just getting some garlic ready here now. I'm going to start cooking this stuff up here in a second. It's going to be delicious. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, the first meal that I ever had in a German restaurant was what I'm preparing tonight, Jaeger Schnitzel. It was to this day, it's still the memory of that flavor is still there. It's to that point, about the fanciest I'd ever had was like some lasagna or something like that. It just ordinary, everyday food for us. German food was a lot different, and boy, is it ever good. Now, I'm not saying that I liked everything, because I didn't. There's some stuff that I absolutely did not like, but I think that's the same with everybody, right?
Yep. Ralph said that they had a 5 a.m. earthquake.
Ooh.
That's not good.
I hope it wasn't, a big earthquake that caused a lot of damage and, people got hurt and stuff. I hope not, anyway. All right, just hang on here, guys. I don't, Mrs. Old Guy, that half a pound of bacon. I see it. Sorry, guys. It's right in front of my face.
We're at 32 vlogs.
Well, hello, Brad. Welcome, welcome. So I am just getting stuff started for this Jaeger Schnitzel. I made the batter for the Spaetzle. It's sitting right over there. Diced up some onion and a little bit of garlic. And now I'm going to get some bacon cooked up. Ooh, that's right, I said bacon.
Greg says, Eli, down under, we're just starting to warm up. Daylight savings started today. Neighbors partied till 3 a.m. and I lost an hour. Time to crank out some Sunday morning hymns.
Funny.
Steve said he'd ever watch the replay reaction.
Yeah, I would bet. I would bet. Well, I'm glad there was no property damage or any injuries or anything.
Well, yeah.
Stuff like that can end you pretty quickly if you're in the wrong place. So, glad everybody's okay. All right, I'm just gonna cook that part of the package. Actually, do a little bit of cooking right now. So, okay, it's frying bacon. Is that really cooking? At what point does preparing food actually become cooking? When you're actually cooking the component, you know, getting everything together, or is when you're doing little bitty stuff to get it ready for the good stuff? I don't even know what I'm saying. Good stuff and that. Oh, I tell you guys, I am a little bit kind of loopy and out of it. It'd be nice when it's not so much, so much pain. Because I don't sleep good, and when you don't sleep good, you just get kind of silly. Or forgetful, or both. So we'll get this bacon cooked up. None of this is going to go particularly quickly, especially what I'm doing in this pan. Most of the dinner is going to be cooked in here, and so I don't want to get that dark ring in the middle of the pan where things start to burn. I want to avoid that if I can. So it's going to take a few minutes to cook this bacon. So I might as well just sit down and relax. Ugh.
Eli says I have a recipe for really good warm German potato salad.
Love German potato salad. There was one, in fact, this was in October. We were out on maneuvers, and I was in radio communication. And we'd have, let's say, point A and point B, and they're too far apart to talk to each other, so we'd put site C in the middle so they can talk to each other. And that was called a retrans site, because we would retransmit the signal from one station to another. And it usually just called for two people. It was, you know, and that was what everybody wanted, because just you and your buddy, you know, drinking some beers and, you know, having a good time. As long as you did your job right and had good communications, well, everything was fine. Anyway, it was a pretty chilly October. It was probably late October, and it was a pretty chilly evening. The communications had been very good, so this colonel was going around to the different sites, you know, like the site A, site B, and then to our site to check on, you know, the setup and how we were doing and just, you know, things like that, because he was impressed with the level of communications. And so they came in, and we were just sitting there, you know, yes sir kind of thing. And the next thing I know, a German family, I think we were on their property, came up, and they had this platter. It had to have been that big around, just full of sausages and like hot sausages and cold cut type sausages and bread and cheese and some different fruits and a great big pump jug full of hot spiced wine. What perfect timing. You know, the colonel Of course, he enjoyed some food and the hot wine and whatnot. So everybody got pretty high marks from the colonel. But it was fun. It was a really neat. It was really neat. The German people are really cool. Had to check the bacon here.
Yep, Chumley and Polly don't like it burned.
What?
Polly and Chumley don't like it burned.
Oh no, they don't. Yes, they do. They like it anyway. I know. Shouldn't give your dogs bacon. And it's not like I feed them slice after slice, but yeah,
A little bit.
you know, give them a little bit. Like I'll split a whole slice between them. It's a treat for them. Okay, yeah, it's going to take a little while. That's okay. Not a rush. Not a rush. Were any of you, this is a question, were any of you in the Scouts? Like, you know, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts? I am curious. I was, I guess, a volunteer for my son's Cub Scouts
Yep.
den or pack or whatever. That was fun. But I wasn't an Eagle Scout. I was like, I don't know what I was when I was done, but I wasn't an Eagle Scout. Whatever the dumb one is, at the like below the level of regular Scout. Anybody? No? No Scouts? Well, that's disappointing.
Not yet, anyway. They're talking about Christmas in summer.
Say what?
They were talking about Christmas in summer.
Oh, yep.
Eli says Christmas in summer would throw me off, LOL.
Well, how, Eli? I mean, it's still warm and you don't get snow. I'm just saying.
Greg was a scout.
Huh?
Greg was a scout.
Greg was a scout.
Yep.
Awesome.
Eli says I like to wrap roasted fingerling potatoes in bacon and glaze it with sriracha glaze.
Oh, yeah.
Ralph did Cub Scout.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, one summer on a scout camping trip, it was an extended one. It was a 10-day stay. Oh, come on. And it was in the Bridger Wilderness in Wyoming. For Ralph and Greg, I'm sure you guys have maybe heard of Yellowstone. It's the same. It's kind of in the same mountain range where we went, and it was one of the neatest, I think, scout trips that I had. I really enjoyed that one. There was it was quite a drive from my house, or where we met up there in my hometown and drove up. By the time we got to the area that we would be hiking from, it was already pretty late in the day. So we quickly put up camp. They made a dinner of hot dogs and beans. And the next morning, we packed up, had some food. I think it was just oatmeal. And then hit the trail. And I had consumed, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 bowls of those beans and chilies. Ouch. And so they were having an effect the next day. Yep, the scoutmaster that was bringing up the last, making sure nobody fell behind, he made me walk behind him. Yep. He called me Stinky Drawers for most of the camp, for most of that trip. Stinky Drawers.
Cheryl said that she was a Girl Scout and Wes was a Scout for years.
All right. Good, good.
Funny, Ralph. He says we got a tree that flowers in summer, which a lot of people think of as our Christmas tree, called something or other tree. I'm also keen to hear Mrs. OG try to pronounce it. LOL.
Okay.
The POHUTUKAUA.
Well, he said pronounce it,
Yeah,
not
I
spell
can't
it.
pronounce it. Greg said we had the best scout groups, was in it for years. The leaders were big, patrols, radio controllers, everything. The camping trips we got to mess around with petrol, planes, boats, and cars, etc.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we did different, types of things, like learn how to make rope and, different stuff. But the funnest times for me, they had a Boy Scout camp that, I got to go to 2 or 3 summers. And that was a lot of fun because they had everything there, archery and skeet shooting and canoeing and swimming and all the fun stuff that, that kids like to do. So definitely had a good time with that. In fact, there was the area where we got to shoot skeet. There really was just nothing more than a 22 with some bird shot. It wasn't really even a 410 shotgun. It was just a little 22. But, it did the job, and, you could definitely have fun with it. You were supposed to buy tickets at some place there on the camp, and then take them with you to that little range there, and you could shoot for the amount of tickets that you had. And well, apparently, the scout that they had running it and taking the tickets and so forth, I don't know what it was that I said or did, but I stood there for hours shooting. I figured when I was done, he would tell me. Well, as it turns out, that he let me shoot like 10 times more than I paid for, and he didn't work that range anymore.
That random guy is here.
That random guy. Welcome. I'm just frying up some bacon. We're going to get serious about this Jaeger Schnitzel here in just a minute. Welcome, welcome. Have yourself a seat. We got some Spaetzle that's coming down the pike here in just a minute. And this bacon fat is going to play a pretty good part in the flavor of this Jaeger Schnitzel. So,
Greg said attended those jamborees every year, was so much fun.
oh yeah. Yep, the Scouts was a good time. It was.
Eli said I was in a beer league. That was a lot of fun.
A beer league?
Yeah.
Awesome. A little bit less. All right. So we're going to get some onions going here.
Greg says I got through Pioneer level and most of the way through Explorer.
What's that?
Greg said that he got through Pioneer level and almost all the way through Explorer.
Nice. I don't remember what it was from when it's been way too long. Way too many dead brain cells now for me to try to remember.
Cheryl says, did he have a boy crush, Tom?
Did who have a boy crush?
The guy in the shooting range.
No, I don't think so. I think he just was having as much fun as I was, so. Yeah, I don't think there was any kind of boy crush going on. At least that I'm aware of. Alright. Looking good. It's not taking too long. Okay. Let's sweat it out a little bit.
Great says for everyone that is a badge level system that you got on your shirt.
What?
Greg said for everyone that is a badge level system that you put on your shirt.
Oh.
That you got on your shirt. The levels.
Yes. Yes, and it's been so long that I just don't remember where I was at with all that. Okay, so I got a pound of mushrooms here, sliced up, thick slice. If you make them too thin, they kind of just dissolve away. They don't make it very good. Thingy. You know I'm getting technical now when I start saying things like thingy. Sorry for the limp, guys, but let's get that cleaned off a little bit. Just rinsing off the veg, guys. Rinsing off the veg. Got some chops here. Your pork loin. And I'm just going to kind of...
Oh, hang on. That might be too loud on the mic.
Sorry, guys.
Remember last time I think they said it was.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'll do it over here. I don't want them too thin. Well, I do want to pound them out some.
Ralph says, I wonder if you call the leader who awards the badges a badger.
I wonder. I don't generally wonder things like that, but today I am. That's good. A few years back, I really wanted to take Mrs. Old Guy out for German food so that she could taste just how good Jaeger Schnitzel is. And well, not around here. There was one place that we went to that called himself a little Bavarian cafe. So we were the first ones in because they only opened for dinner. First ones in the door, sat down, ordered up the Jaeger Schnitzel. It came out burned. Not, I guess, technically burned, but it was way, way overdone. And the gravy was really substandard. It was lukewarm and had lumps, and it just wasn't good. So it was a pretty disappointing experience. And I haven't been back. There's no real good German restaurants anywhere near us. It'd be a 200-mile drive or more, to find one that you could even consider as one.
Greg says, Ralph, you just made me remember the old internet meme, badger, 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 snake. And Ralph says, Greg, I've never heard of that one, but it sounds like a fun twist. And Eli says, or Greg says, haha, YouTube, the caveman of memes. We'll have to check it out.
Yep.
And Eli wants to know, have you shook your belly at anyone lately?
No. In fact, it's been a few years actually since I seriously, shook my belly at somebody. And I don't know if I will again. It's it's kind of a dying art. All right, let's get this water. Nope. Okay. Off there. Let's get some heat going on for the water.
The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla.
Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla.
Interesting bake tonight.
Interesting what?
Interesting bake tonight.
Yes. A little Jaeger Schnitzel on my end. For those of you that weren't here earlier, I'm not going to bread this schnitzel, and not all schnitzels are breaded. When I got this in Germany, it came unbreaded, and so this is just the way I've always made it. I am sure that if you wanted to make this and use the breaded schnitzel, that's okay.
Greg says, LOL, that's a moneymaker, Tom. He goes, we love you, Tom.
Oh yeah, look at that. These mushrooms are looking really good. Yeah. Get these set aside for right now. Alright, I'm going to wait just a minute. Let me shut that off. Set this aside for a second. Where am I going to set it aside? Right there. That's fine. I got to give my water a chance to kind of catch up a little bit. Oh. So as I was saying before, that the Spaetzle, or Spaetzle, however you like to say it, it's kind of a cross between an egg noodle and a dumpling. They have a specific tool to, dispense and make the Spaetzle. But if you don't have one of those, a cookie press with something that has multiple holes will work pretty much just as good.
Gypsy says, I didn't know that schnitzels could be unbreaded.
Yep, they can. This was back in the 70s when I had this, and from what I understand, it might even be more commonplace now, just because it's a little less on calories and whatnot. But yeah, and of course, when I had it, that was the very first time I ever had a schnitzel, so I didn't know from Adam if it was breaded or whatever. So, to me, it was just good.
So Eli wants to know how the dew reserves are doing.
The dew reserves, they're doing good. I still got 3 unopened 12 packs. I've been reserving them. Very special occasions.
Yep, they don't get open very often.
Nope. And Eli's talking about the thrashed apple, which immediately became my favorite kind of Mountain Dew.
Yep.
That's pretty much the only Mountain Dew I would buy after that.
The first time you tried it, you loved it.
Yep. It's like that's it. Unlike when I tried the Fanta haunted green apple. That crap was disgusting, and I bought a 12 pack. I gave them away. I didn't like it at all.
Tammy says, hello, do you have any sweet oil?
Sweet oil? What the heck is that?
I don't know. Ask Tammy.
I don't know. Sweet oil. No, I'm not going to ask her. You're sitting there. You ask her.
So what is sweet oil, Tammy?
Notice I'm loading this in from kind of like the top down.
And welcome, Tammy, since he didn't tell you that.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Tammy. I'm sorry. No, well, see, you made a point of it, though. Come on. Let's get this packed in there. Kind of let gravity do its thing here a little bit.
The Gypsy says, I like the Fanta Haunted Green Apple, but it's a weird flavor, something off, but I still like it for some reason.
Yeah, for me, it tasted like, I think I said it tasted like my grandmother's perfume. I didn't like it at all. The cinnamon flavor in it, and then for me, it was just a bunch of artificial taste. I didn't get apple at all. I mean, I've heard people say apple pie, apple caramel.
Yeah.
I got yuck out of it, so I didn't give it a high mark. That's okay though. That's why the world is the way it is. People like different things, so
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Tammy says it's oil for your ears.
Oil for my ears.
Yeah.
Do I have dry ears?
She says your pumpkin pie is really good.
But what has that got to do with me having dry ears?
And the Gypsy says it reminds me of a caramel cinnamon apple, something sweet and spicy.
Oh, come on. Darn thing. Gonna mess with me, are you? There we go. Just wanted to cross thread. It's like, no, you're not gonna do that. Not gonna let you.
Craig says grandma's perfume, shudder.
Get some water going here for the spinach. This is starting to, looks like it's going to get ready to boil. Let's turn it to seawater. A little salt in that puppy. That's why I didn't put any salt at all in the Spaetzle batter.
She says it's for an earache.
For an earache.
Yes.
An earache in my eye. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Cheech and Chong song.
Greg says as bad as Auntie's breath.
Auntie Tittle's breath. We'll have to wait till George and Pudgy comes out to see. So yeah, there's a delay in the George and Pudgy program, but I'm hoping to get a couple of new cast members signed up and on the docket here maybe sometime this week. So we will see. I'm hoping so because I'll need time to get everything edited and whatnot. So we will find out very soon.
Tammy says it was for Tally. She has an earring.
Ah.
She was wondering if we had some that she could borrow.
Oh, I see. Well, I've never even heard of it before.
And Carol said, Tammy, warm olive oil works.
Okay.
Hope Tally feels better soon.
All right, guys. Put a little bit of butter in here. Not a lot. It's like maybe a tablespoon there. I'm going to fry these schnitzels. Next weekend there will not be a stream. For those of us that are in the Rocky Horror Shadowcast down in town here, we're having a pre-show kind of a party thing next Saturday, so there will be no stream. But the following weekend, I think it's like the 19th, we should be back.
So the gypsy says, I like the log chairs. Are they new?
The what?
The chairs, the log chairs?
Yeah, the chairs and whatnot are a new addition. Mrs. Old Guy saw these on a message board on Facebook here, and these people were just giving them away. So I took them, and they also had a base for a table, but no tabletop. So I made this tabletop, and then we moved the other stuff out and put these in. So super stoked and happy with how it looks in here.
Yep.
Matches very nicely. All right, a little bit salt and pepper, just a little bit.
Eli said, will Pop Soft make a cameo in George and Pudgy alone?
No. No. Not at all. You will.
Gypsy said nice. Off the table and chairs.
Yeah, thank you. I'm real happy with it. It's been something I've been wanting in here for a while, but sets like that are not cheap. All right, let's see if I can get all this in here.
Greg said those chairs would fetch a pretty price along with the master crafted table.
Oh, I've tried to price chairs like this before, and they're just outrageously expensive. Hundreds, 100 or more a piece. So sometimes a couple. It's like, no. All right, what am I missing here? I got my notes. Okay, we're doing all right. I'll get this out of the way. Everything's going okay. That's got to get turned down a little bit. Let's keep my fingers crossed, guys. This has all got to cook up, but I don't want it to cook too quickly and get the bottom of this pan anywhere close to burning. There we go. And a little same thing, a little salt and pepper. Just like that.
Greg says funny enough, I was watching another YouTuber and the chairs popped up at a shop for over 400 to 500 US each.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it was when Mrs. Old Guy saw them and that they were giving them away. It's like we were just lucky to be the first ones to respond to the ad,
Yep.
because within 10 minutes she had 7 other people. We got lucky.
She had said she had tried to sell them, but nobody would buy them, so she decided to give them away just to get them out.
They're folks that weren't hurting for any spending money, that's for sure. So. Okay, that one looks good. That one looks good. All right, pretty quickly here, I'll get some sauce made and I'll finish up on the pasta. Get these pork steaks or the schnitzels cooked most of the way. I'll pull them out for just a second to get the gravy started, and then it'll all go back into the pan and kind of simmer for a couple of minutes while the pasta cooks.
Eli says he's craving a beef sandwich.
A beef sandwich?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? I like roast beef. Any kind of beef sandwich, really. With hamburger, roast beef, a French dip, beef salad. Have you had that? Anybody ever made that? Got some leftover roast? Run it through a grinder with some pickles and onions and celery and crap like that. Instead of tuna salad, make it a beef salad.
Greg says, was JP from the show Healthy Junk Food that showed them, weird coincidence.
What? I'm confused.
He says, I don't know, was JP from the show Healthy Junk Food that showed the chairs that he's seen on another YouTuber's channel. He says, he showed the pop, weird coincidence, that we got these about the same time that guy showed.
Gotcha. That is a weird coincidence.
Ralph says, next to your DIY wood skills, you could make a wooden wing chun dummy for practicing martial arts.
No, I can't. What gives you that idea? Okay. Now I'm going to throw in a couple tablespoons of butter there. And got some flour. Ready to rack here. Couple tablespoons or so. I'm going to kind of just cook this a little bit. I want to cook the rawness of the flour.
Greg told Ralph everyone was kung fu fighting.
There's an album called Flo and Eddie. Flo and Eddie are the singers of the Turtles. And they did this other album called Flo and Eddie. It's pretty comical. So I think you could probably listen to it on YouTube. All right, let's get this in here.
Yes, Ralph. Cammy is another neighbor. She's just a little bit further down the road than Carol is.
All right, so we'll get this gravy part started here. Get this creamed out some.
Ralph told Greg that it would be cool to see what you could do with it.
Do with what?
A wind chun dummy.
Oh. have no idea what that is. What is
To
it?
practice martial arts.
Oh. Yeah, no. I mean, I took martial arts when I was young, but the only thing I could probably do now is use my face to break somebody's hand. Come on now. Getting there. Try to get these lumps stirred out here. This will work.
Great, so stand still, where can I hit you?
All right, let's get in some last bit of these seasonings here. Where are they? What did I put them over here? Some thyme. Not a lot. That's about a quarter teaspoon of thyme. Some balsamic vinegar. Now I'm going to give that a hefty teaspoon.
The gypsy says everyone is kung fu fighting, fist as fast as lightning, and it might seem frightening, but it's not all. But it's not my thing.
Yeah.
It's just kepo striking.
Yeah, good old kung fu fighting. The reason I mentioned that Flo and Eddie and the Turtles is because they mentioned that song. And they do a little thing. Everybody was kung fu fighting. And then they say, that song sucks. And the other one says, you know, we all might be different, come from different races and ethnic groups and backgrounds, and we might not have anything in common except for one thing. That song sucks. Okay. And we're coming into the home stretch. Turn that spinach off. This bacon. Now it doesn't call for bacon in it, but let's crumble up what I cooked here, or most of it.
The gypsy says Koreans multiplying like sheep from Kinko's.
Yeah. All right, let me get this hands rinsed off here. For those of you that was here last night, you know what dessert is. For the rest of you, homemade pumpkin pie from fresh pumpkin. All right. So if you want your gravy to have that slightly more translucent color and a darker brown, just use cornstarch instead of flour.
The gypsy said everything calls for bacon, even if it's not listed.
That's right. That is 100% right. Calls for bacon. But it's ice cream. It calls for bacon. Bacon is like the food world's duct tape. It'll fix anything. All right, we'll turn that down to low. All right. Let's start cooking some pasta here. Get that ready to start pulling them out. So this has just got to kind of, let me get something to scrape it off with if I need.
Homer Simpson's here.
Hi, Homer. Happy Saturday. I keep forgetting that you're in the... Is that going to work? That's not going to work. Why did that one not work? It's all right. We ain't done yet. Where'd that other one get put?
In the other,
Down here? In here?
yes, should be right there.
Should be.
No?
But it ain't.
It's not at that end, but it's either in one of the two
Well-
middle ones. Sorry.
Where is it?
Might have got stuck to the back.
I'll see if I can get it to work through this way. I've done it before. Just get this squeezed out here. Batter's a little bit thick. Sat for a bit, so
Tammy said, and it's good, thanks again. Talking about
you're welcome. Okay. Let me try this. Might be just a little on the stiff side, but yeah, sat a little bit long. Now what am I gonna do?
Oh, careful.
Ah!
What you're gonna do?
Boy, now that didn't feel good. I'm gonna have to try and fix it here. It shouldn't take too much doing. I just gotta get a little more moisture into it. Hey, see, this tells you that, there ain't nothing, there ain't no foolery here. It either works or it don't. If something goes wrong, it goes wrong. It's alright, it's only going to take a little bit of milk to fix this.
The gypsy says grinding stream.
Let's get it to mix in here. It's going to take a second. I'm way over here, but it's going to have to do because I might need more milk and I don't want to walk any more than I have to.
And the gypsy says, oh, Tom, foolery here.
No tomfoolery. Better, but not quite. I'm glad I didn't walk all the way back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now watch, it's going to be too thin.
Probably. Oh, it goes.
We make putting this over toast. Come on. Not quite so gooey.
Ralph asked, what do you think, what are your thoughts on 3D printed food?
3D printed food?
Yeah.
What are my thoughts? I don't know. Are we on Star Trek? They can, a replicator of some sort? Is that what they're doing now? Come on. Still a little bit thick. Just about there, though. that looks a lot better. Ow. Sorry for the delay, guys, but oh, just one of those little technical difficulties. A little more yet. It's sure easy. It's a lot easier to add more in than it is to try and take it out.
Ralph said it's already being done, and the gypsy says yes, they have printed meats and stuff now.
Meat printers, huh?
Yeah, I'm not even interested.
Come on now.
This was a bad thing to let it sit for so long.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never done it before, so. A little bit more. Then I can start just dripping it in. Like I said, they're kind of like a dumpling. So they get kind of dropped in. There we go. That's looking better. Now let's see if I can make this work at all. If I don't, then, you know, oh well. It's lesson learned. It's not like I've never made this before. Made it countless times. It's just... There we go. Come on. Gonna have to drip out quicker than that.
Ralph says I wouldn't mind trying a printed plant-based meat patty.
It's working very slowly. Come on. Yeah, I've never had quite this difficult of a time with it, but it'll still work. It's okay. It's all right. It's still dropping in. It's still working. So.
So did you hear what Ralph said?
I'm sorry.
He goes, I wouldn't mind trying a printed plant.
Oh, printed plant meat.
Yes. And the gypsy says, Krabby Patties, I think they are.
Krabby Patties. Okay, it's getting there. Got about a panful here. Come on. Try to get it to go through these holes. Okay. I'll call that good enough, I guess. get this mess over here.
Okay. What are you slipping on
Ow.
there?
I don't know. It must have got some water or something on there.
Careful, Tom.
Ooh. That wasn't pleasant. Okay, he's gonna take a few minutes to cook.
Ralph told the vanilla gorilla, or the gypsy, that I didn't even know there was a food outlet named after SpongeBob.
Great big basket full down to nothing. Pretty good. A little butter on it. Okay. Get this stuff a quick stir here. All right. Let me try one of these, see how close to done it is. Pretty good. Another few seconds, maybe.
Smells delicious.
It does. Okay. Shut that off.
The gypsy says almost time to eat.
It is. Yeah. Which is a good thing, because I didn't eat much for lunch today.
Tammy says, I am glad you like to cook. I would not do what you are doing today.
Who said that?
Tammy.
Well, Tammy, I guess I don't know what to say to that other than maybe sometime I'll make some for you guys. Okay. Here's the pasta.
Ralph says, if dedication isn't enduring, appreciating things for your viewers, I don't know what is.
Oh, yeah, I'll be glad when I get it fixed, I'll tell you that.
Yep. It'll be a long road.
It will. It's going to take a few months after surgery to get everything back where it should be, but all right, some of the pasta. Oh. All right. Let's get the nice little amount of the gravy. Okay. Yeah, let's not dump it on the floor.
No. That wouldn't be good.
No, because I want some too. Okay, let me see if I can throw a little bit of light onto this thing. It's going to go off because it always does.
Yeah, your thing.
Stupid light.
Lift it up. Up. There you go.
Okay, Jaeger Schnitzel.
Thank you.
Yep. I didn't bring salt and pepper in from the other room. You might want to grab it. Do you want some vinegar?
Yep, it's right there by the coffee.
I know I pulled it out a little bit ago. I always like to put a little dash of vinegar on top of my spinach. I'll set this over here for Mrs. Old Guy.
I see salt, but I don't see pepper.
It's over there somewhere. Okay. Huh.
It's here, right here.
Did you find it?
On the table.
Okay. When you're done, slide them over to me, okay?
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. A little salt on the spinach. I'm not going to put salt or pepper on the rest of it until I've had a taste. Okay, well. Here we go. Well, this is not super authentic, but it's close enough. I don't think I'll ever be able to totally duplicate what I had. Well, maybe I'll take a trip to Germany again someday and and enjoy it there.
I don't know what you need.
Hmm?
I don't know, something got my throat.
Uh-oh.
Right back.
All right, so this is really good. The meat and the gravy. Pasta's good. Like I said, it's really a cross between a dumpling. And an egg noodle.
Yum. Eli said I had a really good pork chop sandwich the other day.
Yep. On my base in Germany, there was always German civilian workers doing stuff. So at the headquarters building, they had a little German cantina set up so that the Germans that worked on base would, have some of their food to go get. Of course, we could go, the servicemen could go in there too. And I would get their Schnitzel sandwich with just a breaded piece of pork on the bread. That's it, nothing else. And it was amazing. Kind of like what Culver's tries to do with their pork sandwich, but they don't have the flavor.
Tammy said, not while you're in pain, you can wait. Or she can wait
What?
for you to
Oh,
make this one. Steve said, dig in. Tammy says, looks good. Greg says, The gypsy says, old guy's squat game is on hold for the title meeting.
Yeah. Yep.
He says that would be fun going to Germany with y'all.
I would love it. I'd love to go back. See, so take Mrs. Old Guy to some of the places that I went to, like, and this is something you could look up. Castle Liechtenstein. A really, really cool place. Not especially old as some of the other castles are in Germany, but it is really, really cool. It's set right on a sheer cliff, several hundred feet straight down. It is such a cool castle. Castle Liechtenstein.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, Mrs. Old Guy's seen pictures of it. That and the Ludwigsburg Castle was also really just amazing. The amount of gold gilding they had on stuff. It's like, wow.
Elon wants to know, what are your top 5 bucket places to visit?
The island of Crete. I'd love to go to Jamaica. Definitely back to Europe, so that, I'd like to show Mrs. Old Guy some of the things there. Italy for sure. If I only had to pick one, I would go to Italy. But if I can, definitely Italy, Germany, Spain. There's a whole bunch of them to put in that bucket. Most definitely. What's the matter?
Throwing stuff on the floor, I guess.
Food, she doesn't like the food, guys. She's throwing it on the floor.
That's not it.
Even the dogs don't like it.
Ralph says, I love the giant German pretzels.
Oh yeah, me too. When we would go down into town that was just, near us, there were several places. Just a small little box that had enough room for a person to be in there and make these pretzels and have them up on the little rack there. They'd serve it with a cup of the mustard. Good stuff. Good stuff. But I also found out kind of the hard way how full you get from eating a bunch of pretzels and crap like that and then drinking beer.
New Image Landscape is here.
New Image Landscape. New Image Landscape. Welcome, welcome. We are just enjoying some Jaeger Schnitzel. Made some Spaetzle to go with it. And here shortly, and I mean shortly, we're going to have some homemade pumpkin pie. And my neighbor Tammy, she'll attest on text there how good it is. But it must not be that great, because when I made it last night, I said, if this isn't the most delicious pumpkin pie you've ever tasted, then, I don't want to offend you, and I'll never make you another one. So So in a minute now, she's going to say that it was the best pumpkin pie she ever had.
The new image says, in eating Blue Bunny chocolate ice cream with you and a A&W root beer.
Yum. I like both. Blue Bunny ice cream and root beer. I'm right there with you.
Blue Bunny chocolate ice cream.
Ooh,
This is the chocolate, I guess.
Blue Bunny chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream is underrated. And they say that vanilla is the -- flavor. I think it should be chocolate. But that's just my personal agenda.
Eli said we need a upside down cake redemption.
Yeah, I suppose we do, Eli. Yeah. After 3 total failures, I need to get back in the ring. Strap on the gloves and whoop me a pineapple upside down cake's ass. There is the Hell Witch Challenge, for those of you that don't know. Hell Witch Challenge coming up on Halloween night on my channel here. And 4 channels, myself, the Crazy Food Crew, Destin Goblin, and Sean and the Pack. We're all going to eat the Hell Witch sandwich. And if you haven't heard what that is, I'll go over that just real quick. Tuna, chicken liver, goat cheese, and horseradish sandwich. And I believe that we're going to be dipping it into French onion dip. And we're doing a shooter of pepperoncini juice. So it's going to be disgusting, and I probably won't get anywhere near finished with it. But whoever eats it all or eats the most, that channel gets to call the next challenge. So I hope you guys can make it. Let's see. For Sean and the Pack, the Wolfman is going to be there. For the Crazy Dad Show, or the Crazy Food Crew, Crazy Dad will be there. From Destin Goblin, the Count will be there. And from my channel, as much as I hate to let him loose, Pops Off will be sitting in for me. So, yeah, and I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really even want him sitting at my table. So I'm going to have to think of some good measures to keep him from damaging anything. He's an absolute lunatic. And he thinks everything is funny.
Eli says, I think strawberry ice cream is underrated. I agree, because we have a hard time finding it here.
Yep. I love chocolate ice cream, but my next favorite is definitely strawberry. And unless I want to pay the expensive, like Ben & Jerry's price to get a premium ice cream, there is no selections or choices for any kind of strawberry. It's all chocolate or vanilla. That's it. Sometimes some of the other flavors like mint chocolate or, everything, butterscotch and buttercream and this and that, Rocky Road, Neapolitan. And to me, that's cheating. One little strip of, if you can get Neapolitan ice cream. Certainly you can get strawberry. But it's just rare to find here. I have to make it myself more times than not.
Greg said, see now, if you cooked that upside down cake here and cooked it right side up, it will come upside down.
Yeah.
Down under rules. There you go.
That's why you're man of the future, Greg. Wow. Wow. That absolutely blows me away. I didn't think that would be possible. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. And I'm going to make that happen.
New Image Landscape says, cool, I'll be around.
Well, I hope so. Oh, and again, I'm going to mention no stream next Saturday. Because of prior engagement, but the meal will still be the same as previously drawn, and it is Filipino chicken and pork adobo.
Yep.
Chicken and pork adobo. Filipino chicken and pork adobo, and that was requested by Dawn.
Yep.
So coming up in 2 weeks for that.
So I'm going to catch up here real quick. Eli says that sounds like a 3 a.m. sandwich. Make it at 3 a.m. minus the liver, lol.
Yeah.
And Ralph said that his favorite ice cream flavors would be rum and raisin, cookies and cream, and lime.
Lime ice cream? Yeah, I would go for that. Are you a fan of sherbet? Do they have sherbet? Do you call it sherbet there? Yeah, sherbet.
Steve Russell said it's fantastic pop sauce. And
I should know better.
Scott's here.
Scott.
It's been a while. I got off work early enough to make the stream.
Oh, cool. Glad you did. We just finished up with a delicious plate of Jaeger Schnitzel and homemade Spaetzle, which turned out really good. Spaetzle is kind of like a cross between a noodle and a dumpling.
That turned out really good.
It did. I can eat this just by itself. Yum. I got a piece of bacon or two. Yum. I'm going to eat this. Then I'll stand up and get some whipped cream made. And I'll cut a slice of pumpkin pie made from fresh pumpkin.
Ralph said, yep, I love sherbet, but didn't know that you could get it as an ice cream flavor.
Well, not normally you don't. Normally, sherbets are in a fruit flavor. Lime, strawberry, orange is real popular. Raspberry.
Yeah.
They have some rainbow sherbet, which is kind of a blend of those flavors.
Scott said, wow, that sounds amazing. New Image says, looks good. And Scott told Ralph that orange sherbet popsicles with vanilla in the middle are awesome.
That's something I never did like very much. I don't know if I'm just weird or what, but I don't.
Orange cream, yeah.
Orange cream has just never been my favorite. Those orange cream bars that you're talking, orange on the outside, vanilla on the inside. I'll eat it, but I really don't care for it. I'm bacon. How about if I grab a pie?
Okay. I'm glad when we find out when your surgery's gonna be on Tuesday.
Oh, me too. Can you see that, guys? Pumpkin pie. Mmm. Now the only concern is, will it come out of the pie tin? Just because I got a little clumsy when I was putting it in the oven, and a little bit spilled over the edge of the crust. And if it got behind the crust, it might be kind of stuck.
Eli says, I think I'm going to have a Whopper for lunch. Haven't had one in a while.
Ah. Well, just remember, it takes two hands.
Steve wants to know your favorite Dorito flavor.
I don't know if I have a favorite Dorito flavor. I've never really been fond of Doritos that much. They're okay, but it's just not something that I just don't like it that much. I don't know why. The flavors are okay, most of them. Some of them I didn't really like at all, but just not a big Doritos fan. Alright, we'll let that kind of do it.
So Ralph had asked Scott if you had any more cool work achievements.
If I had any what?
More cool work achievements. Work achievements, firefighting.
Oh,
And Scott said, I pumped my first wildland fire. A pumper is someone who supplies all the water. I was responsible for 7 firefighters. That was a different level of stress.
well that's good, man. I'm glad you're getting the, it's unfortunate that you have, that we have to have firemen, but, it's good that you're getting the experience and, able to help out.
Tammy's got to go cook dinner. Have a good night.
Bye, Tammy. Have a good night. Happy birthday, Bill, if you're watching.
Okay. Carol said, did yours take longer than expected?
Did
I'm
mine.
not sure what she's talking about. Scott says, what's your favorite brand of chips?
My favorite brand of chip? Probably, like, as far as potato chips. Boy, I don't know. I guess just as a standard that I could eat any old time, I guess it would be Lay's. But I also like Kettle Chip. So both of those brands, Kettle or Lay's, would be good.
Lisa's here. What's up, Tom?
Hello, Lisa. Happy Saturday. Just getting some whipped cream made to put on our pie.
Carol made your pie. Did it take longer to cook?
Did it take longer to cook because it's fresh?
Yes.
Because it's
I
a fresh
guess.
pumpkin? Well, I mean, kind of, yeah. Because you got to cook the pumpkin first. You got to cut it in half, clean it out, and bake it. So, yeah, it takes a little longer, but the actual baking time for the pie doesn't take any, there's no difference. It's still, 55 minutes to an hour.
Eli said that Doritos Locos Taco hit their money.
Doritos Locos Tacos, huh?
Yeah. I don't know that we've tried that.
I don't think we've tried them either.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the thing about where we're at. We don't see a lot of the limited time flavors. Sometimes if we do get them, they're months and months later. And the good example of that is the Kit Kat Pink Lemonade. Now it came out in April, and I finally saw it in our store in like late August. So it's like, well, you know, it's a bit late now. I didn't like it anyway, but all right, let's get some powdered sugar in here. Oh, let's put a little more. Can't put too much powdered sugar in it, can we? All right, it's gonna be noisy for a second. All right. Now the appropriate size plate.
You need to spin the basket too, so you can't forget that.
Okay.
Scott said that his seasonal position with the fire department will end in October.
Ah,
It's been a great learning experience, and the pay was pretty good.
and you'll go back again, like in the spring or something, or?
That's what Ralph just asked him, are you going to be reapplying? He says next year I will. I'm working on the EMT right now, and I hope to get a full-time position by this time next year.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah, that's cool. Carol said that her pumpkin pie took almost twice as long, and yes, I checked the oven temp with the oven thermometer.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it didn't take twice as long, but maybe a little bit.
No, it didn't. It was done in 50 minutes, 55. Here you go. Pumpkin pie. Oh, I guess I should show the folks. Ugh. Again with the light. It's going to turn on and then off. Stupid. Up. Up. Yep, right there. Look at that, folks. Delicious pumpkin pie from Fresh Pumpkin.
Scott says, I love pumpkin pie. My mom makes an amazing one.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved pumpkin. Oh, slid off my plate, but it stayed straight up and on the table. Ugh. I loved pumpkin pie as a kid. Then I kind of lost taste for it for a while, my teens and 20s, and then slowly I started liking it again.
Greg says, drool. Come to think of it, I never had pumpkin pie.
Who, Greg? Greg, I'll give you my recipe, and you can try it, because I'm sure you can get everything, all the same ingredients. So. Yum. The crust. Even though I tried to mess it up, it still turned out all right.
Yep, it's really good. Scott said, Chum and Polly almost got to try some pumpkin pie, LOL, if it fell off the table.
Mm-hmm. yesterday, for those of you that didn't catch the stream when I made these pies, I made the crust and I started getting it rolled out, and in fact I got them both rolled out and in the pie pan and all crimped and looking good. And I realized I didn't put the salt in it, so I put a delay on things a little bit. Scooped it back out, back into the food processor, and put some salt in it. I'm glad I did.
Yeah. I got that wrote down, Eli.
What's that?
A dessert suggestion.
Oh.
Cherry tart.
Okay.
Scott wants to know how Chum and Polly are doing.
They're doing really good.
Sleeping right now.
Yep. Polly's pretty well healed up from her incident in the spring. And Chumley is doing very well with his medicine. So, yeah, they're both doing good.
Yeah.
Okay. Before it gets too late and I forget. Yep. Maybe that's how I should pick them. Spin it until one falls out. All right.
Another one for Scott right here.
So this is going to be for the weekend of the 20... Ooh. That's Saturday. Oh, I can do it on Saturday. I can do it on the 28th. I know that we're doing the Rocky Horror, but that doesn't start till 10 o'clock
October?
in October. Yeah, the Rocky Horror. The
Oh,
last,
yeah, the 26th.
the 26th, right. So I don't have to cancel that. That's good.
And the next stream will be on the 19th.
Right. Next stream will be on the 19th. So for the week of the 25th, 26th, whatever it is, whoops. I'll put that one back.
Scott says, I got pet insurance finally after my dog ate a corn on the cob. I love my dogs, but they can drain your pocketbook with medical
No
bills.
kidding. You got that right. One day, Polly was just shaking uncontrollably. We had no idea what was going on. So we took her to a vet, to the emergency animal hospital. 2 hours late, 2.5 hours later, and $850.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely nothing wrong with her. And it turns out that that's just something that happens with American Bulldogs from time to time. Oh, okay. That's a good one. So this one is a kind of a dual thing. Comes from Uncle Les, Wild Man at the Crazy Food Crew, barley soup, and BLTs. And I know what would go good with that, so we'll get some sides up pretty soon. So I will probably get this posted pretty quickly, but it's not going to be for about 3 weeks
Yeah.
before we get to this one. Do you want
Well,
this?
and we'll have to see when your surgery's going to be too.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
if
might
my
have to-
yeah, I might have to wait another week. We'll see what happens. I'll see the surgeon in a couple of days and see when he can get me in to get my knee fixed, and we'll kind of go from there. But hopefully I won't have to miss another Saturday. We'll see.
Greg says the recipe will be great. I have a pumpkin in the cupboard waiting.
Oh, great. Yeah. Using canned pumpkin is really nothing wrong with that, because it's just canned pumpkin. It's not like they put other stuff in it. And I don't know that. I don't know. Tammy, well, she had to leave. I was going to say, I don't know if it makes that much of a difference. between the taste of a canned pumpkin pie or a fresh. I don't know. I prefer it to be fresh, but
We'll have to ask her.
I don't know that it really tastes much different. Slightly more expensive. You can buy a can of pumpkin for about $1. Pie pumpkins are going to cost you a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not really any more because they spent $2.50 for the pumpkin, and I got a little over 2 pounds
Yeah.
of pumpkin out of it. So guess it's about the same price, really.
Scott says, ooh, emergency vets are not cheap. When
No.
my dog ate the corn on the cob, I called the emergency vet. The first thing out of their mouth was, oh no. I was like, that's not going to be good. He said that he was okay, but he was okay because he was big. But it took 3 weeks to pass. And he said the surgery would have been $5,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's not cheap. Yep. Heck, just to have blood work done is $300.
Yeah.
I mean, owning a pet can get very expensive.
I'm glad your dog's okay, Scott.
Yeah, really. Me too.
Greg says, I got a Japanese pumpkin for 59 cents last week.
A Japanese pumpkin.
About 1.5 kilograms.
Oh, hey. Oh, it's Japanese. Okay. I was going to say, if you make a pie out of a Chinese pumpkin, an hour later, you're going to want another slice. Okay, that was dumb. No, it's good. This is actually the second one I've made this month or over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Made one. Yeah, it's like, oh, there they are. It's time. The whipped cream has to be in portion with the filling, right? At least as much cream as the filling. I've tried pouring just fresh cream on the top of pumpkin pie. It's good. Whipped cream is just better. Wow, we're just about done for the night, aren't we?
Yeah.
In fact, the little birdie on the clock says that it's about time to give this stream a rest. And but I will, as always, give you guys a minute here for any extra questions or dinner suggestions or dessert ideas. Anything?
Scott did say thanks a lot, and he's glad that he's okay too. And he goes, I just can't imagine the things he gets into.
Oh, I know.
Same thing with Polly.
You have to be so careful. We have some chew toys, rawhide kind of stuff. It's not rawhide, but it's another animal part. And for a couple days, Polly, wasn't doing so good, but it turned out that she had swallowed a big chunk of it, and it was plugging her up. Luckily, it got past, but it's things like that it's like, well, if a dog can chew it up like that and swallow such big pieces, it shouldn't be sold. It's not safe.
Yeah, that's it.
If it's crunchy and can break up, that's fine. But if they can slide it down in one big piece, that's not a good idea. they don't digest like other snacks.
Yep. Scott said he was glad to be able to catch the tail end of the stream. Carol says, "Love everyone."
Oh, glad you were able to make it. Thanks for thinking of me.
New image says, And Eli says, "I salute Mark Cuban and what his pharmaceutical company is doing. While others are selling for hundreds of dollars, he has it for $30.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. There are some people that make a difference that, that needed to make a difference. So I'm glad to see some of that happening now, because things were going pretty insane, and they still are. I just start to see things kind of go back the other way. Okay, guys, I am done. Thank you.
One thing real
Yes,
quick.
no, fine.
Ralph says, "Do you guys get trumpet ice cream over there?"
Trumpet ice cream. Not that I'm aware of. It's not if it's a brand, I don't believe I do. I don't believe I've heard of it. I can look, but I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to skedaddle. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with Old Guy. Next Saturday night, we will not be here. So we will see you on the 19th. And everybody, take care. And like always, please get out and give back in your community. Give back somehow, some way, even if it's just helping a neighbor, carrying in some groceries, make them a pie, anything like that, okay? Y'all take care, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.